Hello, good evening. Welcome to our special meeting here. Madam Clerk, I think we're ready to begin.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. There's one item on the agenda this evening. Item number 1, approval of the election warrant calling for a special municipal election to be held on Tuesday, June 11th, 2024, for the school budget validation referendum and recommendations from the City Clerk, Registrar of Voters on actions necessary to conduct said election. Requested action, be it ordered by the City Council that the election warrant be issued for the special municipal election to be held on Tuesday, June 11th, 2024, for the purpose of voting for the school budget validation referendum, and to approve the following recommendations from the City Clerk, Registrar of Voters on actions necessary to conduct the special municipal election. A, that the hours of acceptance for registrations in person only prior to the June 11th election as required by MRSA Title 21A, Section 122, 6A2, be set at 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m., May 22nd through June 10th. B, that the names of those persons who register during the closed period for registration shall be recorded in accordance with MRSA Title 21A, Section 122, Section 7B. And C, pursuant to Title 21A, Section 7597, absentee ballots will be processed centrally at 4 p.m. and any and all remaining shall be processed at 8 p.m. if necessary.
May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Councilor Chittum, second by Councilor Najin. Discussion? Councilor Chittum.
Questions, Madam Clerk. What happens if I come to register to vote on May 21st? That's the way I read this. That's during the closed session. Can you explain that?
So, sure. So state law defines the open period for voter registration and the closed period for voter registration. It's 21 days before an election is considered the closed period. That's a statewide process. And in order to register to vote during the closed period, you have to appear in person and you have to present identification. Prior to the closed period, it's considered open registration in a sense, and you can register by dropping off a card, not in person. Somebody could come in on a voter registration drive and drop off a stack of cards, and then under the law, we have to mail that person a postcard to the name and address on the registration card as verification. So the closed period means that you need to register in person X number of days before every single election because there's not enough time to mail that postcard verification. Because the federal law says that when we mail the postcard, we have to wait to see if it's returned as undeliverable. If it's not, then we can put you on the voter list. If it is, then you can't go on the voter list.
Okay, thank you. That makes a lot of sense. So really, in essence, paragraph A stipulates the closed period that's already designated by state law.
Correct, yes.
Okay, thank you.
And if I could just make a quick clarification, Mr. Mayor, I noticed on the warrant, which is what you're going to be signing in a minute, so the requested action under C, the very last line where it says pursuant to Title 21A, absentee ballots will be processed at 4 p.m. It should say 4 p.m., 6 p.m., and any all remaining at 8 p.m. And so I just forgot to include the 6 p.m. as a processing time, if you wouldn't mind having that incorporated into the motion.
Yes.
Great,
Can we accept this as a friendly amendment, Madam Clerk?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. And do we have
Yes.
Councilor Chittum
Yes.
and Councilor Najin? We're okay with that. I think we're good, Madam Clerk.
Thank you
Further
very much.
comments? Councilor Najin.
Administrator O'Malley, could you just highlight the dates coming up that are important dates for the school committee budget review?
Yeah, so if you folks vote to approve this agenda item in front of you, we will then be having another special meeting on the 28th, where the school committee will be able to present their budget to the city council. We'll do that in a workshop form. And then on the 30th, the city council will have a special council meeting to vote on the budget, as we did prior to the referendum election yesterday.
Thank
So
you
we're
very
looking
much.
at May 28th and May 30th. And in between those times and after tonight, that's when the school committee will do their work to present you with a amended budget.
Thank you very much for that.
And for the viewing public, I'm sure most of you are aware, if you're tuning in tonight, the school budget referendum vote failed, and that's why we are moving through this process. Councilor Chittum.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We're getting a little bit off topic, but since we're talking about the process, I think this is probably in order. I have received several emails from constituents asking whether or not the city council will or has the opportunity to revisit the municipal budget. Can someone answer that question?
You want to answer that? The budget's been approved and voted on, and they've been accepted, so it's the school side that we're working on.
The only budget subject to question at this point is the school department?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you.
Councilor Najin.
And one point I'd just like to add on at this moment, I think it would behoove both the school committee and city council to write up a statement that we can send to the delegation concerning the requirement that we pay for private special education schools for a full year versus the time attended, and then also the challenges that we're running into when these facilities sit outside of even our county, and the costs are borne completely by the taxpayer at the municipality.
Thank you. Further comments from the council before we go to public comment? Public comment?
I have experience with this from 8 years ago. Matt Roy, Ward 3. Well, I guess we made this easy by going with the statewide primary day. Although, I guess if we're talking about saying things publicly, because we're doing this consecutively with the state primary day, we're going to be using all 4 of the normal polling stations, not just Longley, because of the state primary. Just for
Yes, I'm sorry, is that a question? Yes.
Yeah. So no, I'm making a statement actually. I know it's in the detail, but just so that's out there so people know, because although we've had this process with the school budget process since 2009, you have this issue that no one knows about it publicly. So I'm just trying to put that all out there. And of course, because it failed, the earliest we could actually do this, so if it is 10 days after it failed, but within 45. And of course, that process under state statute just keeps on revolving because, like I said, in the last 15, 16 years, that this process that was instituted by the legislature under, was it Baldacci's second term? Yes, 2000, yeah. There have been some examples in some towns and school districts in the state of Maine that they've had multiple rounds. Like, when I say multiple, I'm talking like four to six. So I don't remember the town, but there was an example once that it basically took them until the next budget year to actually pass a budget, or a good chunk of a year into the year that the budget that failed should have been provided for. And there are provisions in Title 20A, which is the education portion of Maine revised statutes that govern this. So technically, even if we don't have our budget passed by June 30th, actually, I think the budget that they voted, if I remember right, the budget that was just voted down yesterday, come July 1st, if it's not, that is still the active budget until one is actually passes through the validation referendum. Thank you.
And back to the council. Councilor Harriman.
Thank you. I just wanted to mention that the school committee is working on setting up a date for our special meeting to go over the budget. It looks like it'll be next week sometime, but we're working on availability of school committee members.
Further comments from councilors? Administrator O'Malley, did you have anything to add?
No, I'm all set.
Madam Clerk, please call the vote.
Council from Ward 1,
Yes.
Ward 2,
Yes.
Ward 3,
Yes.
Ward 4,
Yes.
Ward 5,
Yes.
Ward 6,
I'll join, yes.
and for the record, Ward 7 is absent, so Mr. Mayor, you get to cast a vote in their absence.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passed by a vote of 7-0.
And this concludes our special meeting. Have a wonderful evening, Lewiston.
We have to adjourn.
Madam Clerk, can we have yes, may I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Chittum, second by Counselor Najin. Madam Clerk, please call the vote.
Counsel from Ward 1,
Yes.
Ward 2,
Yes.
Ward 3,
Yes.
Ward 4,
Yes.
Ward 5,
Yes.
Ward 6,
Yes.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
Motion passed by a vote of 7-0.
Thank you, Counselor Saul. And now you have a wonderful evening, Lewiston.
Be on your toes.